Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know who I am, hello, my name is Linda and I'm a product designer here in Toronto. So as you can tell from the title down below, for today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience as a UX UI design intern at a startup called UpHabit in Toronto. So let's get right into the video. So there are five different things I do want to cover today, and the very first thing would be what the company is, kind of the background, who they are, what they do. And then secondly, kind of my responsibilities working there as an intern. Third, the day in the life as an intern. The fourth thing would be the work culture. And lastly, my overall experience and main takeaways from the internship. To give you guys a bit more context behind the company itself, they are a personal CRM mobile application that allows users to build and maintain important relationships. So in terms of the size of the company, it was relatively very small. I think it was, from what I remember, around 17 people in total. We all worked very closely with each other, but each department was separated into different rooms. So for our design team, which was 2 interns, including myself, a senior designer, and then the product manager was in one room, and the marketing team in another room, and then the devs, QA, and customer success in the other room, and then the CEO had his own room as well. In terms of the CEO, he was a very well-rounded man. He really valued kind of the work culture and like working as a team, but also he was very passionate about the product as well. So I just want to give you guys kind of a little summary about the company before I go into the nitty-gritty of my own experience working there. So the second thing I want to talk about today are the responsibilities that I had working there as an intern. The official responsibilities that I had were delivering high-fidelity mobile app feature mockups, exploring new feature concepts and low-fidelity wireframes, designing, moderating, and reporting on usability studies, conducting user interviews, and contributing to the setup and maintenance of our sketch design system. Those are my official responsibilities that I had working at the internship. But for today's video, I want to dive a little deeper into each of these and kind of tell you specifically what I actually did month to month in those 4 months that I was there. For my first month working there, a lot of it was just learning and getting to know the product itself. We had access to LinkedIn courses throughout our whole internship, so a big chunk of the first month was me just taking those courses and specifically looking into design systems. So because UpHabit didn't have a design system in place, my senior designer passed this project on to the other design intern because she had more experience working with design systems, where I was able to just kind of put in my input and contribute as well. So that included the style guide, so like the colors, typography, spacing and sizing, and then also the pattern library as well, so the components of our product. In my second month, I was mainly focused on creating visual assets for our product hunt launch, and this is where I was really able to improve my graphic skills. For those who don't know what Product Hunt is, it's basically a site with curated new products that they post every single day. So we wanted our product to be on this site as well, and that is where my responsibility came in to create 5 images that we would showcase of our product. So I had to think about what it was going to look like, what it should be, what is the story behind these images. So there was a lot of brainstorming, ideating, lots of iterations before it was finalized. And because I'm not the best graphic designer, before it was finalized, my senior designer went in and did some final touch-ups and polishes before it was sent out. And in the third and fourth month, I was really able to work on the product, such as, pushing out new features, working on existing features that needs to be updated, creating an MVP, and also our North Star vision. So when I was creating new features or working on existing features itself, before that got implemented, I had to go through numerous amount of iterations. Additionally, I had the chance to conduct user interviews, other user research methods for my MVP, and then lastly, I was able to explore new feature concepts for the North Star vision. Now I want to talk about the day in the life working there as an intern, to kind of give you an overview of what I did on a daily basis. So I would get into work around 9:30 a.m. Most people in the company would get into work around 9:30 to 10. It was really nice that there was no strict work hours. It's more about if you get your shit done, then you're good. From 9:30 to 10, I usually check emails, sit onto my desk, and do some light work until my daily stand-up, which is at 10:45. So our daily stand-ups lasted around 15 minutes, not long at all. Each person just kind of goes through what they did the day before and then the task they have for the day of. So this gives everyone an idea of what everyone else is doing in the company. And then after our stand-ups, sometimes depending on the day and how busy we are, myself, the other design intern, and our senior designer would kind of talk with each other and talk about our task, our responsibilities, any questions we had for her before we are heads down into our work. So from 11 to around 12:31 is when everyone is pretty much heads down doing their work, and then from 1 to 2 is like lunchtime, break time. So again, depending on the day, I might take the full hour of lunch. Sometimes I won't if I'm a lot busier and I have a lot more things to do throughout that day. And then after lunch from 2 to 5, so 2 until I'm done, is when again I'm heads down working on whatever tasks I have for that day. If I have major projects that I'm working on, I'm really focused on that. And sometimes I'll have meetings throughout the day. Some days it's full of meetings, some days there's no meetings. I know that when it was closer to the end of my internship, I was a lot busier because I had bigger projects that I was working on. So I had more meetings, less heads down time, but again, it kind of balances throughout the week. So that was really good. In terms of when everyone left, I personally left at 5. My whole design team left at 5. People left earlier, left later. Again, it all goes back to getting your shit done, and if you get it done, then you're good. Additionally, we also had a 2-week sprint, and basically after that 2-week sprint, we would have like a demo retro on Friday. People who want to can kind of showcase what they've done in those 2 weeks, and then talk about what we need to kind of accomplish for the next 2-week sprint. The fourth thing I want to talk about is the work culture at UpHabit, and how was that for myself. So let's get into that. The work culture at UpHabit was great. I think I was really fortunate enough to work at a WeWork office space. For those who don't know what that is, it's basically office spaces for businesses, usually small startup businesses. So there would be different businesses within like different floors. What was great about WeWork space is that there's communal lounge space where you can chill and hang out. There's meeting rooms, there's like individual pods, which I love personally. I would go in there if I need no distractions or I just need a little break. I would go in there and chill for a bit. And yeah, that was really great. I really love that part of working there. I know this is really random, but the bathrooms there were really pretty. So I enjoyed that as well. Other than the WeWork office, of course, what made UpHabit so great and the work culture so good as well was the people at the company. Because it was a smaller company, everyone was more involved with each other, whether that was like on a working level or a personal level. Everyone was very nice and friendly, very hardworking. But what I really noticed was that these people that I work with, they really valued the balance between working hard when needed and then having fun when needed. So that kind of came hand in hand, and I really enjoyed that for myself because I never felt pressure to always be working on the job. Also, a really nice plus about our company was that we had a team lunch every Wednesday. Every week, each person would get a turn to pick what we were going to eat for lunch. And then sometimes if we're not too busy, we would have a lunch and learn, which is basically someone in our company every week would present anything they want to, whether it's about their culture, whether it's about food, whether it's about learning a new board game. Yeah, sometimes we'll play games. But overall, because I was able to make these connections with my coworkers, it really made my experience there great, and I knew that that was what a good work culture looked like. So the last thing I want to talk about is my overall experience and the main takeaways of the internship. So if I were to rate it out of 10, I would probably give it a 8 to 9 out of 10 because I just think every company can improve on something. But again, because it was my first internship, it met my expectations and more, so I'm very happy about that. My main takeaways from this internship was, number one, the people. The people who you work with makes the biggest difference. Wanting to come into work, enjoying what you do, and just going home feeling like you're satisfied with your job. The second thing is having an amazing mentor. I say amazing because there's good, there's bad mentors out there. So if you have a good mentor, it makes you grow and learn as a designer so much faster than you think it would. In my 4 months working there, I learned so much. that I would never thought I would have learned by myself, obviously. So super grateful about that. The third thing would be you have to be proactive in terms of what you want out of the internship. So you can't just kind of go into the job and expect everything to be handed to you. If you want something, if you want to learn something specific, if you have questions, ask. There's no dumb questions, especially in an internship. You're just learning and you're growing, so they understand that. And if you don't agree with something, speak out and voice it out, because that's another skill set that you want to have, especially as a designer, a product designer, where you have to back up design decisions, able to articulate all your reasons as to why you did a certain thing. So I learned that throughout my internship. The last takeaway from the internship was that I learned that design might not always come out the way you want it to, and that's okay. Because you're collaborating with other people, going through different iterations, that initial design will definitely change for your final design. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video on my experience as a UX UI design intern. Hopefully all these insights were helpful for you. And just one more thing before I close up the video is I've been getting a lot of emails about, getting some feedback or just questions regarding UX UI design. If you guys do have questions and want to talk to me, please actually connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm a lot more responsive there than I am email. So I'll leave my LinkedIn profile link down below in the description, and you guys can connect with me there. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!